Welcome and thank you for joining today. I'm Erin Chapple and I lead the HPC product team at Microsoft. Today, I'm excited to share how inventors and designers like you are using supercomputing with Azure and Ansys to innovate and deliver deeper insights across your engineering workflows. I love talking to customers from around the world, and I'm always amazed at the stories I hear where physics-based modeling and simulation is used to create innovative and impactful products. At Microsoft, we believe that modeling and simulation is not just for the highly engineered and complex products like engines or cars. We can use this to design better consumer products, like more absorbent diapers that reduce the skin rash on babies, or bikes that are more aerodynamic, helping farmers with improved agricultural equipment that's equipped with intelligence that understands the environment around it, or even sharper razors, which I'm sure many of you can appreciate in today's environment. In fact, virtually every product with complex engineering designs uses modeling and simulation to iterate on its design. This helps businesses achieve the quality, safety, and the performance to meet their customers' needs. Now, I know from conversations with many of you, you're always pushing the bounds of what's possible. One of my favorite parts about working on Azure is how we can partner with engineers and inventors such as yourself, who are at the forefront of innovation and pushing our technology to do more. Simulation workloads require higher computing power, and it isn't just in the data center. This spans the infrastructure from the data center to the frontline workstations. Engineering simulations combine many inputs from complex data sets. Shapes, surface metadata, materials property, assembly constraints, temperature data, and other inputs that help create the most accurate simulation environment. While it is increasingly common to have engineering teams globally dispersed, many of us are now working from home. We know it is important to be able to communicate with teammates to discuss what modeling inputs to use, to share your simulation projects, to do joint analysis of job results, or to extract business insights, and so on. It's our commitment to ensure that Azure HPC offerings help you with these challenges. When we think about our approach to HPC, we know HPC is different from other workloads. We really wanted to be sure that we have the deepest understanding of traditional modeling and simulation and the workflows you use, so that we could bring the best of supercomputing and the power of cloud together for you. As we designed Azure HPC, we wanted to remove as much complexity as we could and make it easy to use. So we support a smooth path from the workflows you use today to ensure you can use the same set of trusted tools and processes that you run on premises in the cloud. We also don't ask you to change your work to fit a vanilla cloud. On Azure, our server infrastructure and services are designed for tightly coupled HPC workloads. The compute engine underneath Azure HPC is on our purpose-built HPC infrastructure to deliver the highest performance, scale, and speed. The Azure HPC offering spans compute, storage, and network capabilities, all optimized to deliver performance and elastic scalability to meet your simulation and modeling needs in an agile manner. We deliver scale and the latest CPUs from Intel and AMD, all connected by a high-speed InfiniBand network. We are deeply committed to HPC and delighted to see our close partner AMD recognized by HPC Wire for the first physical verification of their largest 7-nanometer chip design. This all ran on Azure and completed in just 10 hours. As we look ahead, infusing AI into workloads is critical. There's tremendous opportunity to add intelligence to simulation workflows by helping with parameter studies, results analysis, and more. More and more customers are augmenting their HPC workflows with deep learning-based simulation. Now, while bringing HPC and AI together is key for how we accelerate this innovation, we also know we have to do this with an eye towards cost-performant AI. We recently announced our AI supercomputer in partnership with OpenAI. And together, Microsoft and OpenAI are tackling jobs for the very large AI models using the most powerful supercomputing capabilities. In this case, 250,000 CPU cores and 10,000 GPUs. Think about that. Now, one of my favorite moments is when I hear stories of engineers being able to run large models in the cloud, especially when I hear of engineers like yourself who are able to break through performance barriers. We have customers who have scaled to 80,000 cores in one tightly coupled simulation in Azure. And in another instance, Azure was used to support 1 billion cells used to model a sports car. Now, in addition to running really large jobs at tens of thousands of MPI ranks, our choice of market-leading processors and systems design helps us deliver up to 45% more memory bandwidth, driving faster application performance, which means cost savings as well. Now, we know we can't do this on our own. With our deep partnership and integration with Ansys, we ensure you get the power of Azure HPC directly within Ansys. By incorporating a direct pathway to Azure through the Ansys application framework, Ansys has successfully bypassed historical constraints and adapted the agile aspects of the cloud directly into their client experience. This means that you can use the tools and processes you're familiar with, but without the constraints associated with traditional computing. That's right. There's no more worrying about fitting the model resolution or parameter sweeps to the available computing power. With Azure HPC, you can fit all the computing power to the modeling and simulation you need to deliver the best results that you want. The jobs start without queues, the licenses just work, the computing scales to meet your needs. And with Azure HPC, the results get back to you faster. It's powerful, yet simple. Now, it's rewarding to see customers like Downing benefit from the partnership between Ansys and Azure. Tim, who's the head of business development at Downing, told us our joint solution has been a game changer from a productivity standpoint. It has reduced the time of each job from 20 to 25 hours down to just 2 to 4 hours. For an energy company that has significant equipment and operational expenses, this is really substantial. Downing is getting a 5 times faster turnaround for their simulation using Ansys, which has led to a reduction of 8 hours in their installation and corresponding downtime for wells. It's these types of efficiencies that help them win more contracts and ultimately to grow their business. Now, one of the promises of cloud computing has always been the ability to trust your business continuity with a global provider. Today's environment has made that even more clear to companies. Microsoft has invested substantially to deliver highly available computing infrastructures that are accessible from anywhere with world-class security. We know many engineers and modelers may be working from home, like us, and our promise to you is to support your productivity, provide access to secure computing, and to help you and your engineering and research teams remain operational so that you can deliver innovation for your company. We've been able to do this through Azure's global distribution of specialized compute for GPU and CPU clusters. This provides engineers with access to cloud-based virtual workstations and desktops so that you can run simulations at scale from wherever you may be working. And integration with Azure Active Directory, you can do this with the confidence that you're running those services securely and protecting your company's IP. Now, all of what I talked about today with high-performance computing in the cloud wouldn't be possible without the deep investments we're making in Azure. Azure is the cloud for the world's innovators, the engineers, the software developers, the data scientists. We have technology that meets your needs, the needs of today and the needs of tomorrow. You know, we all know the cloud is moving fast. It seems like every week there's a new technology coming out. And our commitment is to deliver the capabilities for today, as well as invest in emerging capabilities from IoT to AI to quantum computing to also meet your needs of tomorrow. We also give you tools to build your own on your own terms and with frameworks, tooling, and the open source software that you want. We really want to ensure that you have freedom and flexibility to work successfully, to deploy your application, to validate your design, or to test and deploy your algorithm with confidence and quality every time. Now, today, applications and services are present in the public cloud, in the data center, and on edge devices. They all must run in a holistic way, and our ability to provide that seamless environment is essential. Otherwise, everything is expensive, it's difficult or complex, and it's insecure. And speaking of secure, nothing is more important than trust, particularly when you're talking about the cloud. At Microsoft, we spend over $1 billion a year on cybersecurity, with thousands of cybersecurity engineers who are constantly monitoring your data for threats. We also take compliance seriously, having the highest number of compliance certifications around the world. This is important work, and we have invested ahead of the curve so we can stay on top of the changing and new certifications. We take this responsibility very seriously, and will continue to do so because your trust is important, and we have a responsibility in the industry to lead. Over 95% of Fortune 500 companies invent with Azure. I hope what I've shared with you today inspires you to join the millions of other engineers and developers, the inventors who use Azure. To learn more about how to take advantage of Azure HPC for your work, you can visit some of the links here. And thank you so much for listening. I hope you're as excited as I am about how Ansys and Azure HPC can help you invent more. Enjoy the rest of your day.